Hello, I'm Carrie George with CIBN TV, and I am here today to talk to you about memberships and why you should have one, maybe why yours isn't working out so well if you do have one. And I'm going to be talking about things that go right with memberships and things that go wrong and ways to make it better. And I think you're going to really appreciate what I have to say because I just was doing the math and I have 40 years of experience with membership-based businesses. So you're going to want to stay tuned to find out more how you could create a new revenue stream for your business or get your membership rocking and rolling like it's never been before. Hello, I'm Carrie George, and you can find us on CIBN TV is our YouTube channel, and you can also find us at thecibn.com. I would check out the events page if you're planning to drop by the website. All right, awesome. So I'm going to be talking today about another way to increase revenue for your business that is going to help you bring in at least $150,000 a year. And I'm going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart because I have been building a membership-based business for more than 14 years. So I didn't just fall off the turnip truck yesterday. I actually have been doing this a long time. And in fact, I started going back through previous experiences prior to running this business. And I realized that I have 40 years of experience in membership-based businesses. What? I know. I don't seem old enough, do I? But I actually do. I'm older than I look, first of all. But that isn't the main thing. Some of them, like I did some overlapping each other. So it actually adds up to 40 years of experience. So I'm going to take you back through a little walk through history of some of the ways that I experienced membership-based businesses and how I got started with CIBN Connect, which has become a global empire. And I'm going to talk to you a bit about what you could do to start a membership. And we're going to be covering the do's and the don'ts and the goods and the bads. And you're going to want to stay tuned for this. I think this is going to help many of you create something new or add something new to what you're already doing that is going to be very beneficial for you financially. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. So when I was 18, I actually started in a membership-based business right out of the gate by joining a network marketing company. Now, most of you are probably not thinking of that as a membership-based business, but it definitely is. Anything you sign up for that has an annual subscription or a monthly subscription or a monthly product order that has to be placed, those are membership subscription-based businesses. And I was with that company. It was the big daddy of all network marketing companies. And I was with that group for more than 12 years. And I built a real big group, actually, and had a great culture of people around me. And it's where I first learned that culture is important to building a membership-based business. Cool. So fast forward many years, and in my 30s, I actually went and took ministerial training, got a bachelor's degree in divine, it's a bachelor degree of divinity is actually what it is. And I was a pastor for 14 years. What do you pay for at a church? You pay your tithes and your offerings, right? And you pay for membership in a church. Churches like to have members. They especially like to have monthly members that contribute on an ongoing basis. That's what the tithes and the offerings are. Think about that. You know what's really interesting is a lot of the methods I used in building the church back then, I actually learned in the previous business model. about how to build culture and community. And I took that with me into the church world and had a very successful career in that. And then fast forwarding again into 2011, I started attending networking meetings that other people were putting on. Going to those live in-person meetings where there's one person per industry and you bought a membership to be part of this. And I started a business from that. And the next thing you knew, I was actually taking over one of those groups. And then I bought out an existing organization. And what happened at that time was I looked at the model of how they were doing things, and I realized there was a lot that could be learned from my previous experiences in the network marketing industry and in the church world. And I decided to apply some of those techniques to the business realm of what I was running, which was a business network that started in one city. Now, in 2012, when I was really doing this and it was taking off, there wasn't anyone really doing this. I mean, the only people that you paid monthly subscription to was generally for your insurance or some fees that were coming out of your account in your bank. So I started this membership-based business long before that was a sexy thing to do. Nobody was around to actually give me any mentorship or training on this. And fortunately, I'd had some previous experience in these other enterprises, which assisted me and helped me figure things out. So I had to do a lot of it through trial and error. As I went along, I discovered there were some experts out there in the world, and I, got their books. Remember the days when we actually bought books? I still buy books, by the way. And I also buy them in a way that you can actually read them. One of my favorites. So there's lots of things that I learned during that time about how to build a membership-based business by buying books and buying courses. And I know when we first took over the first business network, the interesting thing was that people were not really that accustomed to paying monthly fees. And I immediately realized that we needed them to do that in order for this to be successful, because without the factor of monthly fees being paid, my income would go up one month based off of sales and then crash down again the next month, especially if you didn't go out and push hard and sell. And that is actually why you need to think about doing this type of add-on to your business, because it stabilizes the income in your business. Okay, because if you have somebody paying a membership fee, even if it's only $26 or $50 or $100 or whatever it is, when someone purchases the membership and it comes out every month and ends up in your account, instead of you going, oh, I got to sell $1,000 product this month, and then I make $1,000 and then I service the customer and I forget to go out and find more $1,000 customers. So I crash next month and I'm going up and down and up and down in the income cycle. That's a hard way to make a buck. It's a hard way to make a living. You're always on the treadmill, always sell. What if you just figured out a way to charge people monthly, and then you worked with the customers that you had, and then whatever it is, if you had people paying $100 a month and you had 10 of them, that's $1,000 a month that you know is going to be in your bank account in the next 30 days without you doing anything else. It's just coming in. So what's really cool is that you can get off the sales wheel. You can actually sell a bunch of them and go service your customers. And those $100 are coming in. If you have 10 of them, that's $1,000. And if you have 100 of them, that's $10,000 coming in every month, month after month after month after month. You see the financial stability in that. You're now able to plan, you're able to budget, you're able to grow your business. There's just so many things that you can do differently and run your business like a real business. You can now spend money on advertising when you have this kind of thing happening. So it makes a really, really big difference when you work together with, to build this kind of thing, so that it's your income's not going it's actually going up, and it might come down a little when one person leaves, but most of it stays in place. So the next month it continues to go up. So that is very stabilizing for your business. So let's think about this. Who could have a membership? Because I'm sure there's people watching who will say, well, membership doesn't really apply to me. It's not really something I could do. I would challenge you. Most people can create some kind of a membership. They just haven't really thought about it, or they don't realize what they're sitting on top of. So I'm going to give you some examples that I've recently encountered in talking with people who own businesses, because I am in front of thousands of businesses a year at CIBN Connect, and I see a lot of different kinds of industries and a lot of different people selling a lot of different products and services. So let's just talk about some that might not be as obvious. I think coaches, this is obvious. I mean, if you charge people $1,000 a month for coaching, you are in effect signing them up for a $1,000 a month membership. That's what that is, right? And if you're doing group coaching for $400 a month, because not everyone can afford your $1,000 program, then the group coaching is definitely a $400 a month membership. All right, so that's pretty easy peasy. I think most coaches are kind of onto that idea. But what about somebody who's in a service-based industry? The other day, I was looking through my receipts and things from years past as I was getting some stuff ready for the accountant. And one of the things that I found was that I had signed up for landscaping services on a monthly basis at one point. Why did I do that? Well, one of the things that they did was mow your lawn, so that you don't have to mow your lawn every week. So in the summertime here, we have to mow our lawn like every week, or every week to 10 days, or sometimes if it's raining, then you had lots of sun, it might be every 3 or 4 days. And maybe as a busy person, I don't have time to mow my lawn. So I signed up for a subscription where someone come over and mowed my lawn once a week when I wasn't even home. And I come home and everything looked fabulous, right? And I noticed that that company also had an extension on that to do it all year round. Now, we in Canada, where I live, don't have grass growing all year round. It's really only 4 or 5 months of the year that we really have to worry about mowing the lawn. But they had extended the service to shoveling snow. And that's definitely a big deal around here. So they had this subscription product, and it was $250 a month. And you might go, oh, that's a lot. What about the months you're not using it? Well, there's always months where you would have to do more, and months where you have to do less. So they had figured out what that number was, and they were charging $250 a month on an ongoing basis. And that meant that people who subscribed to their service were going to get their lawn mowed or their snow shoveled on an ongoing basis all months of the year, no matter what happened. And it's true that in October, I probably didn't have them do anything, because in October, it's not quite snow season and the grass isn't growing. But did I worry about that too much as a subscriber? Not really, because I knew that come December, I might need my front entrance and my walkway and my driving pad out front. I might need all of that shoveled maybe 6 times instead of 2 or 3, right? So knowing that somebody was going to be looking after it and that it was $250 a month all year, I was willing to pay that. What about you? What kind of service are you offering that you could have people sign up for on a monthly basis? And that you would know then, if you had 10 customers at $250 a month, that you've got $2,500 coming in next month that you can budget around. Wouldn't that make sense? So another one I was talking to not too long ago was a massage therapist. And this can work for anyone in that type of service industry: a chiropractor, a massage therapist, laser therapy, acupuncture, any one of these things where people would come back more than once or on an ongoing basis to get your services. I was talking to a lady who creates that kind of a service, has that kind of business in the last week. And I said to her, if this works so well, why would people stop? And see, she had been selling her products and services for a chunk of money, basically for 3 treatments or 6 treatments. And I said, well, if this works, why would they stop? Well, they shouldn't stop, she said, because it continues to work and they continue to need it. And I said, so why would you sell it like that? Why would you sell it for $60 or $90 or $100 an hour? And why would you sell it for a package of $600 or $1,800? Why would you do that? Why would you limit yourself? If a person needs to have the service and the best way to utilize it would be to come once a week, why don't you just create a program that's $400 a month and then you have people sign up for your program? And if they cannot come, there's always some little extra perks that they get as well in the program. You know, for example, if I were running that kind of a service, I would have like a little goodie bag of the month. Maybe I put $30 worth of items into it and I have their names on it and I have those sitting out so that when other people come in for their one-timer or their little package they bought, they go, what's that? Well, that's the cute little gift item that you get when you're part of my monthly program. And I would give it some really awesome name too, like some sexy name that really makes them go, ooh, I want to be part of that, right? That's my super duper ultra program for my elite clients, right? But basically what it is a membership, and people sign up and they start participating in the membership. And you see, for this particular service provider, income going up and down can now stop because with 10 of those on her ongoing program, she now has an ongoing $4,000 a month coming into her business. And, you know, you figure out little ways to add value to that. And that could be email sequence that sends out additional information or tips. It could be special video offerings. In the coaching world, it could be little training things that you're giving to people that are additional or have been pre-recorded. I love the pre-recording idea because then you don't have to be work all the time. You can actually lower the amount of time that you're spending working, but still be delivering excellent value for the clients that have signed up to be part of your program. So there's many, many ways that you can build a membership, and there's many different companies and different industries that could use the membership model. And in fact, I often work with people trying to figure out how could we turn what they're doing right now into this membership model. So let me just, I'm going to drop a little thing here down here. If you actually during this time are, you know, you're getting an idea and you're thinking, oh, I'd like to talk more about that, or I'd like to have a quick introduction to meet me, that is the link to my calendar right there. And we could jump on a call and have a very quick call about what it is that you're trying to do. For consultation, it's not free, okay? But this type of thing where you just want to pop on and see if your idea is valid and you just want half an hour and I get to meet you and you get to meet me, that's free. So you could just go on there and you can book that time. And I'd be happy to, you know, talk to you about what it is that is your membership idea or your concept. Okay, so could anyone do a membership? If you have an area of expertise, yes. Because here's another thing you can do. Say you're a chiropractor and you're going, well, I don't see how I could turn my chiropractor business into a membership. I have many ideas how to turn that into a membership. Ongoing treatment would be one of the ways, the $400 a month model. That's possible. But what about how long have you been a chiropractor and what is your area of expertise and what other chiropractors want to learn from you? You see, if you're a successful chiropractor and you have wisdom, then you might be able to sell a membership that other chiropractors would sign up to learn from you. And you say, well, I would be teaching my competition. You're in one city. Really? They're not competition to you when they're signing up from 3 hours away or more. So you could easily share that knowledge. And besides, in this world of abundance, there's a never-ending supply of customers. That's a really awesome way to leave money on the table and to, you know, stay in lack instead of in prosperity. So sharing of information is a great way of starting a membership. I know a mortgage broker who has so much knowledge in the area of abundance mindset and mindset um, growth and personal self-development, that even as a mortgage broker, he could easily start a membership-based business for people who want to develop a mindset like the mindset that he has. So you see how even though he's a mortgage broker, he might be saying, well, I could never do a membership-based business. Based off of another area of expertise that he has, he definitely could do a membership-based business. And many of us are like that. You just need a little bit of thought-provoking discussion to figure out where that gem may lie. I know I had a lady one time who was interested in creating a membership because she had written several books and she wanted to do a membership based off of how easy it is to write a book and get people involved. And then I know someone else discouraged this person from doing it because they said, oh, you don't have enough to offer. Unless you're a membership-based type of professional, that's really not the best type of advice to be giving to somebody, okay? Because you don't know that, all right? I've worked with hundreds of businesses on this subject and thousands of businesses overall, and I can say that most people are actually only 2 weeks away from being live on a membership-based business if they put their heart and soul into it and they wanted to. And why would they want to? Because it stabilizes income and its value is about 150 grand a year if it's done properly. Now, I know there's probably people out there who are going, well, I have a membership-based business and I'm not bringing in $150,000 a year. Okay, why would that be? I'm going to go through some of the reasons why. But the biggest one is mentorship. Okay, you need to have some mentorship on how to do this. And one of the things that I have discovered over the last few years is there's been a really huge surge in the industries of all basic online industries. There's been this surge of coaches and business coaches, and many of them have taken training in the last couple of years, and they're just launching into the market. And they may or may not have experience in running a business. If you're getting help from someone like this to run a membership-based business, this could be an issue, okay? They may have great programs to do certain things in business, and I'm not discrediting that, but I'm going to tell you something. If you're looking for mentorship in the form of running a membership-based business, then you definitely want to get mentorship from somebody who runs a membership-based business. It doesn't have to be the kind of business that you have, but it should be membership-based. Why is that? Well, more and more I've been running into business coaches themselves who've been trying to run membership-based businesses, and they're struggling because all the good knowledge that they have on running a business, a lot of it is different or not applicable to a membership-based business. Did I say that out loud? I did. And I'll say it again. The average business coach is not competent to help you run your membership-based business. Sorry, said it. But that's what I've been seeing after thousands and thousands of people that I've been in front of over the last 14 years. Yeah, I've seen this. Now, can they help you scale? Yes, if you're already successful. If you're doing $150,000 a year already, yes, a scaling coach can help you scale. That would be awesome. If you're not doing $150,000 a year, it's because there are things within your own membership you have not yet began to figure out. Okay, I'll give you one example. The culture piece is extremely important in building a membership. Why do people join the membership? Because it's a culture. It's a cause. There is a feeling of euphoria that people get when they join a particular kind of membership. Okay? And you need to know what it is. You need to drill right down into it. And you have to be able to deliver it meeting after meeting, course after course, item after item. It's got to be part of the core underlying values of what you are doing on an ongoing basis. And many coaches can actually help you with the culture piece. But what they don't realize is how it works in a community, because it works a little differently. It's heightened. It's unusual. Okay. It creates a sense of loyalty in a way that, other pieces of culture don't. And in fact, I would even, it even goes so far as to say that loyalty needs to be one of the core values if you're building a membership-based business, because you want people to come be part of the community and you want them to stay, because retention is actually, in the end, even more important than sales. Who knew that, right? So many coaches would encourage you to sell, 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 but not give you enough instruction on how to retain in this area. Incredibly important, because when you're looking at a membership-based business, people are coming for a little bit different reason than they are to just take a coach for a year. Okay. This is an ongoing commitment. And what you really want in a membership-based business is lifers. Let me say that again. Lifers. So in CIBN Connect, which is my membership-based community, I have lifers. I have people who have been with me since we founded in 2011. Hello? That's a long time. Still with me. Still just as active. Still just as on fire about CIBN Connect. Had one in my office last week doing a testimony commercial for us, because she's been with us since the founding days of CIBN Connect way back in 2011. Wow. Right? That's some incredible loyalty. That's some incredible longevity of this customer base. That's what membership can do. It's just amazing. All right. So another thing that oftentimes is left out in the coaching process is they come up with all kinds of ideas, or they let you lead yourself into ideas. Many of us are idea people. We have 16,000 per minute. And that, although exciting, is a problem in a membership-based business. You need to keep it simple. Simple sells. Simple is easy as well to execute. And a lot of the times we create too many levels of membership, too many methods of payment, too many extra pieces that go with this or go with that. And in the end, it hinders us. I didn't drink my own Kool-Aid on this early enough, okay? And today I have to pull some strings back and actually refine things. And that's what we've had to do before we can move into the next level and some of the things that we were doing. I would say if you're starting a membership-based business, you want to refine what it is that the membership is all about in the early days and stick to the process. Having mentorship in this area is extremely important, because then you don't have to flounder about trying 16 things before you settle on the one thing that would actually work. And I see this over and over again. I'm talking to people out there in the community, and I had a conversation actually a few weeks back with somebody who has a membership-based business that does one thing, but they're always playing with other things and adding new things and getting into places that is really not their area of expertise. Also offering free services for things that are competing with some of the members that they have. That's a bad news. That's not going to work out in the long run, guys. Another one I talked to not very long ago has multiple levels of membership, and it's confusing for the buyer. And then they can't figure out why people aren't signing up. Well, what's the difference between this level and that level? And why do I get this over here and not over there when this is more? There's all this complexity in the plan. Simple is better when you're looking at memberships. Really works well for you. So I would say don't try to do this on your own. Get help. Again, take time with me. Let's jump on a call, find out what it is that you're trying to do. We have many different levels as well in our organization of what could help you. I don't actually tell you what they all are on day one, meeting one. You know what I tell you? I tell you about the one that's best for you. I get you to tell me what your problems are. Get you to tell me what your goals are. Where do you want to go? And then I talk to you about what's best for you. And also according to what is the budget that you have. If you are just getting started and you are broke as a church mouse, then the best for you might be something small, very small, right? If you've been doing it for a while and you're already bringing in $80,000 to $120,000 a year, and you're thinking you want to get to the $150,000 a year, then the best for you is going to be something higher, like maybe the mastermind program. And perhaps if you're already successful, you're doing 150 to 300,000 a year, but you want to get it to the million, the best for you might be consultation on an ongoing basis, which is more. What's best for you? You get to determine that by where you're at. What are your goals? What is the budget? What can you actually physically do right now? What do you have time for? These are important questions to be asking as we're going through this. Let's talk about what could slow you down as you start a membership model, because I think that watching here today and in the future, as this video is being aired on the CIBN TV YouTube channel, people are going to say, well, I've got a membership and I'm just not turning out those kinds of numbers. Why is that? Well, I mentioned the culture piece. That is the big one. But there's more to it. What maybe your pricing model is off. And the pricing model is incredibly important. I did do another video in this series about changing your pricing model. We talked about repackaging. That was the name of the video. And that's part of it. But sometimes you need a consultation call in order to really drill down in exactly how to deliver that. So I would encourage you to reach out to me and let's get together and talk. But this is very doable. Changing and repackaging the model is oftentimes the step that's needed to get this fledgling membership all of a sudden delivering. Okay, it's really huge. It's a very important part of it, because if your pricing model's off, it's too high or it's too low, or it's just a weird number. A lot of people pay attention to numbers and what their meanings are. And I'll give you a very classic example to this. A simple thing like adding a 7 instead of a 5 can actually change how it is perceived in the community. You're like, what? Why is that? Well, 7 is more of a number that people like to hear. Okay, it's used a lot in numerology as a positive number. But not only that, Walmart has actually conditioned the world that all pricing should end with the number 7. Think about it. Go into your Walmart and look around. Things are $3.97 or $97 or $7 or $17. You'll see the 7s showing up because their market research has shown them that people respond to the number 7. So now they've continued to condition the population to actually use that number even more. So a simple thing like adding a 7 to the end, instead of you saying, well, my program is $1,000 a month. My program is $995 a month. Just change it to my program is $997 a month. You want to get real sexy? It's $997.77. It's amazing. People love this stuff. Okay, here's another reason why your membership may be failing. You don't have an advertising budget, and you don't have an email list. Those things would go hand in hand to a big fail. Okay? Why do you need an advertising budget? Because the biggest memberships, the most successful memberships, are advertising seriously, meaning that they are spending at least $3,500 a month on their membership opportunity. And you're going, oh, I can't do that. Well, in the beginning, most people can't. But if you have some larger ticket items, you can then take the sales of the money that's made in sales of larger ticket items, and you can repurpose some of that into advertising right away. And the sooner you do this, the better. Okay. And I can speak from experience on this one. I held off on it too long because I was trying to put things together in a more least expensive way possible. And it actually hurt my organization as it was growing. And now today I've had to repurpose and change things around so that we get more into advertising and we do more of that in an ongoing, consistent way. You see, advertising really helps. And I know some people say, well, I've tried Facebook advertising and it didn't work. Okay, main part of that sentence, I've tried. Are you a professional? Okay, that's the worst problem I've ever heard of, actually. Trying to do your own Facebook marketing. What did you do? Boost a post? Of course that didn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. So what you want, and this is why it actually costs money, because you want to hire a professional to do it. And you want to hire a professional who's done it for that kind of business. There are lots of professionals who do Google advertising for service-based businesses. Okay. And they get a great result for plumbers and electricians and landscapers and window suppliers. Those are not the people you should be hiring if you have a membership-based business. I can tell you right now, unless they've had a successful track record for memberships, coaches, and event-based businesses, you need to put a great big X through hiring them for this. Okay. Because this is different. You need to have a professional who knows how to advertise, very targeted advertising to your target market that is specific for a membership-based business. I wish I could scream that from the rooftops. There are only a few people who I would trust with this kind of marketing. Okay. Haley Gray is one of them. Okay. From the WEN Network. Another one that I would trust, well, actually just reach out to me. I will give you a list. Bitly, my Bitly link is right there. Let's jump on a call. Based off of what you need, we'll bring you a professional that is very good at doing that exactly. You say, oh, I don't have $3,500 a month. Well, if you have $500 a month, we can get you somebody who can start at least doing some of the right things, going in the right direction. But stop wasting your money doing stuff that's not helpful. Okay. And what else can you waste money on like that? This actually is another thing that holds people back. I'm spending all kinds of money getting a VA to post on social media. How's that going for you? Well, I'm getting lots of likes. Likes don't pay the bills, honey. Interactions don't pay the bills. Okay, engagement doesn't pay the bills. Strong call to action with purchases being made, that pays the bills. And again, if you're working with somebody who is just posting for you, it's making you look nice, but it's not paying the bills. So that's another thing that could be really holding you back, is that you don't have the right strategy in place with the online marketing. And that is incredibly important, because the thing that does pay the bills would be ads. And now you've taken the money out of something that didn't pay the bills and you spent it over there and you don't have it for ads. And they're also doing stuff in the wrong places. What? Yeah. Did you know that your Facebook page, for example, is usually what you need in place in order to run a Facebook ad? And you need to have activity on the page of a certain amount every month, or your Facebook page can be taken down by Facebook, or your ads account can be shut down or frozen, suspended. Okay, does that sound like something you want to have happen? No, and most people don't even know that they should be posting on the Facebook page on an ongoing basis, and what kinds of posts would make that page sing, so that when Facebook goes to check it, they go, oh, this is a great page. It's in compliance with how the ads are running, and we want to support pages like this, not take them down. You see how important that is? Most people don't even know that. And they're spending their advertising budget posting to places that doesn't even matter and isn't giving you any sales. All right, another thing that can hold you back, mindset. You see, when you get out there and you start running a membership-based business, and maybe you get 5, 10, 20, 30 people signing up for your membership-based business, but the thousands that you expected to come rushing through the door didn't happen, kind of take a little kick to the stomach on that. how come they didn't join me? What's wrong with me? I see Amy Porterfield has lots of members. Why can't I get them like she does when I just watch her video? You're not Amy Porterfield. Okay? She has an email list that's hundreds of thousands. Okay? She has an advertising budget that's thousands and thousands a month. That's why when she rolls out a strategy like that, it works for someone who has those things. It's going to work to some degree for anyone, but it's going to work less if you have a small email list and a small following on social media and a small mindset for sure. Because without a strong mindset, you will typically sabotage yourself, right? So sometimes it's a little bit of mindset work that you need. I don't personally do mindset work. I got to tell you, I have done a lot of it has been done with me, to me. I certainly worked on my own mindset. Okay. But as a mentor, and I'm not a coach, I'm more of a mentor, because coaches will kind of coach you along and help you do things and help you to do things in tasks and stuff. I'm more of a mentor. When I work with people, I actually show you how to be something, not how to do something. And one of the things that I do when I'm working with people is like, I'm kind of a butt kicker. Okay. I'm like, okay, so we'll talk about what is the strategy, what to do. Here's what you need to do next. Here's the task. Do you know how to do everything here? Because if you don't, we're going to get you help to make sure that you know how to do it. And yes, you do. Okay, great. Now we're going to have another session in a couple of weeks. When we get together, this is going to be done. And if it's not done, we're going to have a butt kicking contest. Okay. I know I'm lots of fun, aren't I? Okay. So when you are working with someone like me, I don't do a lot with mindset, but I do have some great people in our organization who are excellent in mindset. If you struggle with negativity, I'm going to refer you, hands down, Tiff Loeffler. She has a positive intelligence course that is amazing, and it will help you to overcome your negative mindset. Absolutely. I have other people in the network who can help you overcome your habits. One of the best that I love is Rael Kelly. He is amazing, and he has a course. Actually, it's really interesting because you can't usually pay to have him because he's very, very high end. But he has a course that's coming up, and he does this a few times a year. It's only $600, and it is worth its weight in gold because you will get over some of the mindset challenges and the habits that you need to break. So we have people who can help you. So just reach out to me and we'll help you figure that out. Okay, what else could be holding you back? Oh my God, I got a good one. You don't have the right tools in your toolbox. And I'm talking about more like the physical tools of things like, do you have a customer retention management system? Do you have a proper website? Do you have a place to house videos? Do you have these things set up? Can you collect money from someone on an ongoing basis? Can you send email marketing to people who sign up? Not just, a lot of people think email marketing is like sending prospecting emails to people that they don't know. And while that is one component of email marketing, the most important component of email marketing is actually having the communication in place to talk to the members that you have, because communication is part of what builds the culture. And if you don't have a system set up where you can actually automate an email sequence to them, then you will be running yourself ragged trying to communicate with a multitude of people. So these tools and many others, things like StreamYard, okay, many others, the list is long. If you don't have these kinds of tools in place, or if you're buying the cheapest ones possible and trying to piecemeal them together, your life is going to suck. Okay, that's going to be awful. I can speak from personal experience because I started out that way. And by piecemailing things together and trying to save money, it actually cost me thousands of dollars a year. in overpaying, because I had several little products that were small amounts of money, but when they added up, it was more than what one big product would have done to cover it all. And then the pieces would have talked to each other, and more would have been done, and communication would have been better with my end client. Oh my goodness. As we cheap out on certain areas of the tool bag, we create more problems for ourselves than is imaginable. So again, consultation is a great way to go with that. When I start working with someone, I right away want to know, what are you using? How is it serving you? What is the cost of all of these different things? And I know of some awesome product lines where it's all covered in one instead of piecemealing it together and you trying to figure out how Zapier works so it all can talk to each other. Good luck with that. That's not the easiest thing to work with. Okay, so tools is definitely a piece that can hold people back in a huge, huge way. And it's not as easy as me just giving you a list of these are the best ones, because it really has to do with what are you using right now. You see, when you switch, there's downtime. And people who are running around telling you, switch to this product, switch to that product, and maybe you've already switched twice in the last 2 years, or 3 times or 4 times. Every time you switch, it's not as simple, especially the customer retention management system or an email marketing system. It is not as simple as I download my list out of one and plug it into the other, because all of the data that you had in the system that told you things like your open rate, how many people opened your emails, told you things like how many times somebody interacted with a piece of content. It told you things like maybe there's a place where you put notes or tasks. All of those things are wiped away in an instant when you switch. So please don't rush around looking for the next greatest thing, okay? Because every time you have downtime, that's costing you thousands of dollars a month. OMG. Stop. That's why consultation is important in the beginning of making any transfer, because you want to make sure that data that's important isn't going to be lost, and that time that's important that should be spent on selling isn't going to be lost, that peace of mind will be retained. These are some of the important things when switching tools. Okay. And it's not something to be taken lightly. One needs to actually just give it some thought and consideration. You might have checked different programs against one another for value. Or again, you want to have consultation with that. Now, why is that important? Well, I'll just go read all about it on the website. They all say great things on the website. Okay. How about ease of use? You're not going to know ease of use unless you talk to somebody who's been using them easily. Sad but true. Also, the person needs to, that you're doing a consultation with, this is something I do. I look at what is your skill set? I got people in our network who are in their 60s and 70s trying to set up these types of things. And, social media is not the easiest thing for them. Drag and drop might not be as easy for them as it is for others who are potentially younger, or just more savvy. I mean, it's not necessarily has to do with age. I got some people in the group that are 70, 80 years old that are very, very savvy. And then I've got some 30-year-olds that can hardly find their buttons and turn their computers on. So I like to actually find out a little bit more about this person before I start recommending tools. Like, do you currently use tools? Are you currently building your own WordPress site? Because if you are, you can handle most things. But if you're not doing that and you're afraid of technology, those things have got to be considered in the plan. Because it's not only is the tool good, is the person using the tool capable of using that tool to its fullest potential? Another great question. Because how many of you have bought tools and then didn't use them? Another conversation I had this week was somebody admitted they had purchased the tool and been paying for it a long time and hadn't been using it. You know what? I hear that all the time. It wasn't just something I heard this week. I've heard that so many times. Another one is I've bought a coaching program and now I can't even remember the password, how to get in to watch the videos, and I'm not implementing all of that. And the program was $10,000, $25,000, $60,000. Wow. If you thought you were doing bad with a $400 course you weren't utilizing, there's worse stories than yours out there. Guys, I want to talk to you about membership-based businesses. And you know what's really important about that with what I was just talking about, the coach, all these different things you paid for? Oftentimes, there are gems in there that you're not utilizing. And that's another reason for consultation. Because I also like to find out, what did you pay for that you still have access to, that you're not using, that could be part of the offer now? That you could take that and turn it into something tangible, something saleable, and you can start earning revenue from all of these courses that you took, instead of that just being a money-sucking vortex that never gave back. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. I hope you're picking up what I'm laying down. The subject of memberships is huge. There's so much more. I know there's courses that you can take on membership. Some of them are pretty good. I've taken them myself. But again, the course is only as good as the implementer. If you're having trouble implementing, you're definitely going to want to reach out. I've had a great time talking with you about membership. If you want to have a more serious conversation about it, I've kept my link on the bottom of the page here where you can just book time in my calendar. And I encourage you to do so. Let's jump on a call. That's for a free call. It isn't going to cost you anything. Let's just chat, find out where you're at, what you've been trying, what your big dream is, and then I'll either help you or refer you to someone who will help you. And that's my promise to you. We'll find some help for you. Okay? Hope that you enjoyed listening along today. I enjoyed talking about it. I love this subject. Membership is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been doing it for a long, long time. And I've had a lot of success with it. And I know there's more coming. Today, I mentor different people who have their own membership opportunities. And it has been amazing to do that with them and watch them succeed. And I'm having a lot of fun with that. I hope you're having a lot of fun with your membership idea. Reach out to me if you need help. And I always like to end my broadcast by saying, hey, you can find us on CIBN TV on YouTube. And have a great day. Happy capitalism.